if you remember, I planted my potatoes under wood chip. So I put a hole in the soil, put the potato in, then covered with wood chip. And I got some comments from the older, long-standing allotmenters that I was going to ruin my soil by putting wood chip on it. But actually, my best potatoes have grown not in the ground, but in the wood chip. And they're so easy to harvest. So guess what I'm going to do next year? I'll show you anyway. There goes another one. These are kestrel. Look, just scrape, and there your potatoes are. Easy as anything. No damage to them. And really lovely looking potatoes. Easy. Tomatoes are late this year, so this takes my count to 8. 2 honey drop and 1 golden sunrise, all new to me this year. Looking forward to trying them. The problem with growing green tomatoes, when do you know they're ready? These are Green Envy from Sea Spring Seeds, and I have no idea when they'll be ready. Much easier to tell with these honey drop, which go this lovely yellow. So it's actually been too hot to get here for more than a quick water and harvest. And there's certainly been food to harvest, which is great. But now it's cooler, so I can show you around because I don't mind lingering. My daughter's bed, which I water and read. And in amongst the comfrey are her potatoes, which we did in a tub. And those are pink fir apple, which will actually be ready next time she wants to come up. Grow house has the belated Thompson & Morgan tomatoes in, a leftover pepper of some kind. It's quite a nice looking one, but this is faded. Let's see. Oh, we're lucky. Frigatello. That's a long green pepper. And that might actually be as big as it's going to get. Random brassica. Got to have a random brassica. And then I've repurposed the grow house to dry my onions because they were ready to remove when the thunder was predicted. There's just more random stuff in here. And that onion at the back I wasn't sure about, and I didn't want to put it with the others. There seems to be a sunflower in the middle there. Perpetual spinach that I haven't found a home for yet. Calichu, which was one I got from the seed swap. That was an aloe vera I potted on that I wasn't sure about, but probably the cold has just killed it off. Oh, snowberry tomato, which is nice because I lost some to blight. Asparagus, again, needs a home. And there's some more onions just in the side there drying. Nothing in the cold frame at the moment. Nova tomatoes. Was a bit worried about these because they were quite close to the ones that got blight. But they seem okay at the moment. Now these are a cooking tomato. That's what they're best for. And I'm sure that's meant to go red, though it's looking very yellow at the moment. This is the squash bed. And at the back there, you can see the ripest of the squash, but there are loads, which is really cool. I've never grown spaghetti squash. All different sizes, which I'm quite happy with because then you can kind of like change it to your meal, can't you? There we go, there's a couple in there as well. So if you only want it as a side dish, you have a wee one, and if it's going to be your main, you have a big one. So I like that. This is Blight Corner, where I dumped all the blighty stuff and stuff that's just kind of left over, basically. So tomatoes that have suffered through not having enough water, but I didn't have anywhere to put them. Parsnips and brassica that again haven't put anywhere. Do you see a theme here? 2 tomatoes I did put on. What are they? Those are my bajaja. These are a bush tomato that actually are looking quite vine-like at the moment, but they're prolific. Really good prolific tomato. But tomatoes are late this year. Really late this year. That's a kiwi. No idea what these are. No idea. Look kind of spinachy. Some Alpine Leeks that again I haven't put out. Some more leeks that I haven't put out. Tarragon's going quite happy in there with some horsetail. This was the worst affected area for the blight. It was the volunteer tomatoes. So yeah, I'm not sure what caused those, but I think there was a lesson to be learnt. But yeah, this is looking quite overgrown, but quite pretty actually, with all the flowers of the herb area coming out. If you just ignore the horsetail and the grass. Rats are still in here. Not going to use the words I want to use on them. So I've literally, I don't come in here unless I have to. It's unpleasant. I want to burn it to the ground. Yeah, so this lesson about the tomatoes. They were volunteer tomatoes from the compost. I composted, let's get rid of that weed while we're here. I composted my blighted tomatoes last year. I did some reading and I was quite happy that it was a good thing to do. However, I don't think my compost was hot enough to kill off the spores, and I think those tomatoes may have been doomed from the beginning. I don't know, but I'm not composting blight anymore. I'm not taking the risk. It's just too heartbreaking to grow all these things and lose them. Right, here we are, runner beans, loads of them. These ones that kind of got, my kids were so excited to see the size of these. These just got beyond us, so these will be left now to just get a nice bit fat, and then they'll be kept frozen as demi-sec, or we'll dry them to have in casseroles and things. It's chard in amongst here, which is growing quite happily in there. It's not so easy to get. Look at these. The absolute 4-letter words. Can you believe that? Caught in the act. Both of them. How dare they? They're going to compost hell. Oh, and they've already stripped that one. Well, they haven't even, they kind of half stripped it and moved on to the next one. Really not a fan of those. And of course, now it's been wet, they've probably been hungry and coming out for food. So anyway, lots of runner beans, considering I didn't have much luck at the beginning with those. So quite pleased. Not many plants, but plenty of beans. Hurst green shaft peas, been very nice. They are pea mothy now, so they do have those little caterpillars in. And when I was a kid, the first thing I grew at my dad's allotment were peas, because I love fresh peas. And when we opened them, they had little tiny yellow and black caterpillars in, and it freaked me out because I don't like bugs, and it put me off gardening almost for life. So what I'm doing with my peas is I'm opening them and not letting the kids see them. And to be honest, they seem a bit more robust than I was, but I don't want to put them off. So they love the peas. They'll eat them straight. We'll like open them here and they'll eat them, but I'm hiding the little wee beasties from them. These are the sugar snaps. I've been drowning in sugar snap peas. They're all going in the freezer. Just so many. And you can see there's nasturtiums here as well. And we had some of the nasturtium leaves with our salad, which was nice. Also use beetroot leaves. It's really wonderful what you can actually have as a salad leaf. These are merged to with the failed rope growing system because I ran out of bamboo canes. And as I'm sure you know, it's not the easiest to get things this year. It really hasn't been. And because I ran out of canes, I tried the twine, and it's so biodegradable. It biodegraded in the ground, leaving this pomage too without support. Now these, the next ones that look like bush beans, I thought were Cherokee Trail of Tears, which were a climbing bean. So either they're not Cherokee Trail of Tears, or they're not a climbing bean. We go just a green bean, and those are the ones that are meant to be black beans inside. So wait and see. Selection of different purple pods here. There were Blauhild and then some amethyst things, and as you can see, I got a bit confused what was bush and what was a climber, so it all got a bit crazy. And the weight of the climbers is dragging the poles down. It's all very exciting. Yes, and we've got some dwarf Stanleys there. These are my Elsa Craig onions I grew from seed. I'm going to grow more onions from seed next year because that's quite cool to grow everything from seed. These are my 6 surviving lettuce from the beasties. And the 2 on the left, actually, I harvested loads of leaves for salad the other day, which are still fresh in the fridge. And you wouldn't really know. So I'm going to harvest more today for salad tomorrow. Brassicas. I really need to do a caterpillar check on here because the cabbage whites have been buzzing around. Well, fluttering. They don't really buzz, do they? But I planted plenty of nasturtiums in here to kind of sacrifice, really. They're looking nice, and I did the experiment with the mulch on the right hand side, and it has pretty much gone now. But yeah, I think it was just marginally better than leaving it unmulched. Probably would have been even better if I had more mulch. These are poshed up. This is a Dwarf Blackberry. It's called Opal, I think. So I'm just keeping an eye on this snail climbing up here. And because I had to reuse compost because I was running out, I've got a volunteer of some kind in there. Now, I thought it would be a courgette, but that looks more like a squash, maybe a Queensland blue. Some weeds that I need to get rid of there. Oh, look, that massive bit of bramble that has grown so quickly. That was not there just a week or 2 ago. And this is my bay tree, just giving it a bigger pot. Try and get it a wee bit bigger. Now, these are the potatoes. This is a mixture of horsetail, a few other random weeds, and green manure. So the green manure will grow. I've just reseeded lots of crimson clover and white clover. And when that's grown, I was going to just cover it, but I think I might dig it in. And the reason for that is some of the ground still needs breaking up. I can add some more wood chip if I want, or grass, and just kind of examine it as I go to see if it is going to be good enough for growing next year, because it does need a bit of TLC. It looks better than it did, but still needs some work. This is just the random, I can put this in the compost while we're here, the random abandoned area. Oh, sorry, it's a bit wobbly. And then here we have got a Zucchini Courgette at the back, which has been prolific. Cucumbers, mainly Market More, 1 Telegraph, and that one just beginning that I planted direct from seed to fill a gap is a crystal lemon apple one. So I don't know if we'll get anything from that, but it's worth a go. That was the side shoot Costaluto Fiorentino tomato that is growing happily. The calendula that were planted from seed and transplanted here are doing very happily. Now, these peanuts, I'm hoping they're growing a lot underground because there hasn't been a huge amount of growth overground. And to be honest, I was a bit worried with this rain because they like it hot, I think. This is... Now, I thought this was going to be a golden one. Oh, gosh, another one to harvest. But it's not. It's kind of a aubergine-shaped courgette, but it ain't a golden one. Pretty sure that's what it's going to be. That should be a Queensland blue. I thought they would have more ridges on, but who knows. These were seeds I got from the seed swap, so they were saved sweet seeds from someone. Now we're here at the peppers. The peppers, I was worried about these for ages because they were in for months and not doing much. And they are amazing now. There's just peppers and flowers everywhere. Absolutely amazing. I'm so happy. Just hope the weather holds out for them. But yeah, got loads of peppers. I've already had maybe 3 or 4 of my cayenne peppers red and off over there. And then these ones were, well, from what I've labelled, these were a large chilli that my plot neighbour Valerica gave me. And they were a different colour. So I don't know what's going on there. They look more like a frigatello pepper, maybe a bit too light, but I've either mislabelled or they've cross-pollinated. And here we go. Costaluto tomatoes over the Queensland blue squash with lots of marigolds interplanted. These have been trimmed, believe it or not. lots and lots of different tomatoes. There's Amish paste in there, which grew really badly. They germinated really badly. There's the honey drop, golden sunrise, green envy, loads of costoluto, and some Dr. Carolyn pink in there as well. Sweet potatoes, again, slightly concerned about the weather for them. And they are crawlers. Look at the space they're taking up, and they're still reaching for more space, a bit like this Queensland blue. Yeah, don't know what this is. I thought this was a squash when I put it in, I think, unless I just randomly was dumping stuff. It's got really soft leaves, which is quite strange. Normally they're quite prickly, aren't they? So only male flowers I can see at the moment, so no clue as to what actually it's going to be. Sweet corn, I did have a little prod over the one at the far corner down there the other day, and I reckon another week for those ones that are really brown. Cheeky Prince from Kelly's Kitchen Garden and Richard and Paul, and just in this shot you can see two different plants, same seeds, two different squashes. So it'd be really interesting to see what Cheeky Princes I get and see what other people got as well. Over there in the far corner is a butternut. Hasn't really done much, I'm afraid. Not very impressive this year. Overflow tomato area needs a good trim desperately, absolutely desperately. Oh look, even under all this greenery they're ripening, and I reckon there's a more honey drop. Let's see if they're ready to come off. Oh, look at that, more than you know. I might just wait for the truss of those. Yes, desperately needs a tidy up. But what I've realised is that I really react to the yellow tomatoey stuff that gets on your skin. It gives me like really bad hay fever, and the hay fever this year is bad enough. I just realised looking at the screen like how overgrown this all looks. There's a cosmos I grew from seed. Celeriac, it is celeriac now, I've figured out, because it looks more celeriac than celery. You can just kind of see a root forming down there. That was from Valerica, which was really kind of her. Some sunflowers, and then we're on to more peas and beans. These are pea beans. I forgot how lovely these are. I mean, they're a beautiful seed, you may have seen in my other video, but they're such a lovely bean. Very lightly steamed. They go a beautiful green, and they're so like mouth-watering. They're really delicate. They're lovely and so prolific. There's loads of them. You get loads of them. Now, what are these? Well, these are my Jacob's rubbish ones. And down the end here, these pinky ones. Oh, look, these are dry. These are ready. Lovely. We can come and get those. These are Borlotti. And there's some more Borlotti in there. But then we've got some darker ones. And I thought these were Cherokee Trilatiers. They might not be. And just to update you, the banana skin didn't seem to work. The aphids didn't go to it, but the aphids didn't seem as bad. So it could just be a coincidence. Right, turn around and hop over onto the path actually. So that's my Braeburn from Yew Garden, looking beautiful. Unlike the almond tree from Thompson & Morgan, which is still like a dead twig. But they did refund me, so good for them. These strawberries were all new, and they've all put out runners. So what I'm going to do is, once they're rooted, cut off the viney bit, and then in the gaps I'll put flowers just like I have over the other side. So it's like flowers and strawberries. Now twice this bird table has fallen over, and it's heavy. So I was wondering if I had an intruder. Oh look, more snails on my chard. Look over there. They are out in great number at the moment, aren't they? Yeah, so I did wonder if I had a plot intruder of some kind. Also, like a fox or something has been rooting around my potatoes, digging up the ones in wood chip. It's a bit weird, but anyway. So yeah, all these flowers have looked lovely. Obviously some of them are past it now, but they'll just regrow. Most of them are perennial, like the calendula will self-seed. And I've been scattering marigold seeds from these ones just like pick off a head, open it, and I scatter the seeds. There we go. Scatter them for more marigolds. And some I've been drying in the grow house as well. Good thing is they also take their marigold smell with them, which repels some of the beasties. This chard is going to seed. Don't mind that. Bees will be happy. And then we've got 2 types of beetroot hidden in here, and it's actually been really happy in here. And I've just been going through, pulling out the bigger ones and leaving the smaller ones. Now at the back I think is Detroit Red Globe or something, and at the front is Bolt Hardy. Both have grown fine. The only difference is the Detroit one is a darker red. These are the onions that I've left in with the carrots because they've gone to seed. And also I've got carrots going to seed. Now carrots are meant to go to seed in their second year. I've got carrots going to seed in their first year, so goodness knows. If you know why that is, please let me know. I'd be really interested to find out. It's a bit weird. I have to have a really good weed of this. Now I've got the onions out. But why is that carrot going to seed? Why? It's not meant to. Volunteer tomato. I don't know what type of tomato it is. It looks might be Gardener's Delight or something. But I've left that because it's happy. These are my Sarpomera main crop. Now they are blight resistant, so I'm happy just leaving those. But what I have done with these, from the edge of the left-hand screen to where the cross is, I have trimmed off the growth, which is there, because we've had our 4th blight warning, and I don't want to lose them, to be honest. Now I think those ones are Bluebell. Most of my potatoes are from Jameson Brothers, and that's where I will be getting my potatoes from next year as well. I have no idea. I think these were Desiree. Now these were a freebie with a magazine, and I dug up a couple and they are disappointing at the moment. So I'm going to try and leave those to grow a bit longer, which is why I've left the top growth. The growth of these had already stopped, so I wasn't losing anything. This is the green manure from another angle, and these are some Bluebell potatoes. I think they're Bluebell. They look a bit kestrel-y, to be honest, that I'm going to put in the food bank box. And then these are the ones that are coming home. Pink fir apple. Oh my gosh, so many. What a great grower. And underneath are kestrel. And they will be going home with us today. I think that's it, actually. Don't think I have anything else to tell you. Yeah, ooh, mud, nice. Yeah, so as I said, August, I haven't been here for long. I've made frequent trips to water, but I haven't lingered. It's been too hot. It's been in the 30s. It's like between 33 and 35. I'm part Celt, part English. It's too hot for me. Yes, they've been flying visits, but what I'm going to do now is take some lettuce leaves. If I've got time, this patch here, it's right there. I was going to put some turnip seeds in, but I don't know if I can be bothered, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, have a look around, see what I can harvest. And try and deal with the excessive green growth from this last 2 days of rain another day. Until then, see ya, bye-bye.